Sometimes I try to put myself out there. Sometimes I try to make it look like I'm comfortable in the skin I wear. But these words cut deeper than the knife, and I gotta act like I don't care. But if it didn't happen, then I guess I wouldn't be here. I guess I wouldn't be here. Oh no, stop with all the bullshit. I'm done with all the fake love, so you should really just quit. Cause I saw the text on your phone, and it's hard to say. It's hard to say, so I guess I'll be on my way. But I don't wanna live
welcome to the Crystal Hive. Let's effing do this. Alright, so I'm just going to jump right in because I want to get as much testing done tonight as I can. I'm Brian, the keysmith of Colorado. Welcome to the Crystal Hive. Tonight I'm mainly going to be playing a deck that I originally wrote off. Has a really, or not really, but one of my higher consistencies. Has an okay SAS score. Its consistency is 0.55. Doesn't make a ton of amber. However, it has great board control, great board presence. Hopefully you can see some of that today. Decent amber control, decent efficiency. So its main weak point is just its amber production. But you can generally get around that by just having a few creatures on the board. It only has 13, has a ton of artifacts at 8. So ideally, those artifacts get put out pretty quickly. And then I can cycle through my deck pretty rapidly with my 13 creatures, 13 actions. I want to get those artifacts out, keep them out, and keep them on the boards and thin my deck out. Let me just pop some games up here. I'm just going to be popping into some casual games for now. As this deck gets more testing, I'm going to start queuing and hosting only competitive games. This up. Got a taker for this game here. I am going to be second player. As you can notice, much better webcam quality. Got an upgrade. So as you can see, again, I'm still trying to continue to bring new stuff every week. This one, not the best of webcams, but miles better than the webcam I was using. That webcam I was using was had to have been from the early 2000s, back when I was in college. Alright. Let's see. I think I want to keep this hand actually. I've got 3 Brobner cards, 3 discards. He starts playing Shadows with a Silver Tooth, getting his amber out pretty quickly. I'm going to save disc because he doesn't have 3 amber yet, so my Charette would be a waste. So I'm just going to play Brobnar. Drop my Gauntlet of Command, play Sound the Horns to grab a Brobnar creature, play at Valder, and I'm going to stun his Silver Tooth. Got a pretty good display next. Depending on what he plays, I also have an okay Shadows turn. So he just gets 2 bonus amber playing Sanctum. I think this will probably just be a good time to drop some discards here. I'm going to get a full use out of my Charette because he does have 3 amber. I'm going to drop my Toxin, play my Poltergeist to kill his artifact, and I'm going to drop a Key to Disc to threaten that board clear. So you can already see some of my board presence. Key to Disc, I can threaten a board clear at any time. Poison Wave helps get rid of some of the weaker shadows and untamed creatures. My opponent just drops a Seeker Needle. I'm pretty far ahead on pace here. So I'm just going to claim Shadows and just play a treasure map and push to that first key. Treasure Map's a tricky card in this deck. Just because this deck doesn't make a ton of its own amber, I have to tactfully play it. Sometimes I just play it for the single bonus amber, but a turn like that where I have board tempo, I have amber tempo, I was able to play it without too much of a back set. Alright, so he plays a Secret Needle into a Relentless Whispers to get me out of Forge. And steals an Amber from that. Okay. Hey, welcome back, Shelly. I'm gonna say it right this time. Doing good tonight. Had a boring AF day at work, and I am just testing some decks tonight. Well, one deck tonight. How you doing? I think this is a good time for a Shadow's turn, just to use a Poison Wave to clear his board. Then I'm gonna drop my Silvertooth, just so he doesn't eat that stuff. Drop my Secret Needle, and then drop a Bruno, capture some more Amber. I did mess with some of my settings. Let me know if my music is too loud, too quiet. Can't hear it the same way everyone else can. Alright, so I forged my first. Doesn't look like he had anything to stop me. He does drop 2 Dust Pixies, though. I think this is just going to be another Shadow's turn, because I can kill one with a Secret Needle and gain an Amber for it. I'm going to play my Nexus to threaten use of his own Secret Needle against him. Excuse me. I'm going to use my Silvertooth to reap. Bruno to reap. I'm not going to play Pawn Sacrifice yet because it would damage my own creatures. So I'm just going to play a Ghostly Hand and call that good there. Yeah, was it the Triad event out at the Nerd Store where they were putting up one of the Gamma custom decks for the winter? I think that's what the event was. And in that case, how did you end up doing? Let's see, I forged my second key. He still doesn't have a key. So I think I just keep pushing my options here. But I think the best way to do that is through Dis to help me build my board. Or Brobnar to get me to... I'm going to build my board. So I'm going to reap with my Charette, play a Stealer of Souls, play a Succubus, and then I'm going to put Flame Wreathed on this. Should I? He's got a lot of out-of-hand damage, so I'm going to put it on my Nexus, actually. One, 4, last. Oh, okay, so 3 rounds of best of 3. Got it. 4th isn't bad. I've noticed that a lot of the tournaments in the area, we're getting about 6 to 8 players, which feels nice because it's not a huge time sink. Oh shit, jumps to 13 Amber. What did he do? Hidden Stash. Okay, he just killed my Charette. I don't know what to do here. I'm gonna do Shadows. Let's play a Dodger. Let's reap and reap and reap to use his Secret Needle against my Valder, sure. I'm also just going to discard this pawn sacrifice. So you can see some of my other control. I have 2 miasmas, I have a Coward's End, a key to Dis. I also have a pile of skulls. This is the first deck I've ever seen with this card, and it's fucking amazing. Especially in this deck when I can consistently kill my opponent's creatures. I guess not consistently, regularly kill my opponent's creatures. So each time an enemy creature is destroyed during my turn, a friendly creature captures 1 amber. So the awesome stipulation to that is that my pile of skulls, if I have a damaged creature out, that blocks them from being killed by Coward's End, and I can Coward's End my opponent and just capture a ton of amber. I, however, am going to play Shadows and Reap. Reap to use that to kill my Silvertooth, gain an amber, and I'm going to play Miasma to prevent my opponent from forging. Call that a turn. Let's see what happens here. Plays Relentless Whispers to kill my old Bruno. So he steals an amber, gains a whole bunch of amber from that. Plays a Dodger. So, yep, nothing you could do. Chalk another win for this deck. And I'm just going to keep grinding into games here. I don't want to play against the same guy though. I'm going to refresh and pop the deck list back up here for everyone else. I'm going to wait a little bit. Looks like he's queuing all at the same time as me. I like to play different opponents so I know I'm not playing against a deck that I can predict, a deck that I know. Trying to train myself for some competitive game here where I'm just going to be playing hopefully 6-7 different people in a round of Swiss at the tournament at the Master Vault. But nothing fancy honestly happened in that game. I got off to a really great start with a good starting round 1 and 2. My opponent just seemed like they didn't get off the ground running. What I love most is my Dis creature suite. So I've got 2 Charettes, 2 Toxins, and the Stealer of Souls with a Succubus. So I have a lot of hand disrupt if they allow me to keep my board. And if they don't, I have a lot of capture that I can dance in and out and do some fun stuff with Hysteria to bounce all my opponent's creatures back. Then I can put all my Charettes back out. I can do some cool stuff. Looks like I'm going second against this player. 2 Shadows, 3 Brobnar, 1. I don't like this hand, so I'm just going to toss it. The Dis suite in this deck is, I love it. It's not overpowering. Looks like this guy just looked up my deck list. It's a great Dis house, and Dis is other than Mars, Dis is tied for my top favorite house. So it's just a really fun house to play with. I'm gonna start with Brobnar here. Drop Heeb the Huge to dump 2 damage onto Witch of the Eye. Gauntlet of Command, and then I'm going to put the Phoenix Heart on Heeb the Huge just to do some massive wave damage when he dies. Excuse me. I do feel like this deck, I originally wrote it off because it had so many artifacts. 8 artifacts is pretty steep, and it requires very different piloting than I was used to. But the more I play it, the playstyle that I've gotten used to with it, it has to be a very aggressive playstyle. You need to get those artifacts out the moment you see them, as fast as you can and as efficiently as you can. And if you're unable to do that, then your hand can get clogged late game when you really need to start seeing actions or pivotal creatures. Looks like my opponent's got a pretty good Untamed House, though. Excuse me. So I will probably dump Shadows here because it's the most cards in my hand. So I'm going to play my Silvertooth. Special Delivery, which is a fun creature clear. I'm probably going to end up purging this Murmook just because I don't create that much amber, so I want to get rid of that increased key cost as quickly as I can. I'm also going to play my Ghostly Hand just for 2 amber, and I'm going to use my Silvertooth to get rid of his his Hunting Witch. I optimally wanted Silvertooth to Reap, but I can't let my opponent continue to use Hunting Reach to build amber. I'm also going to be toying throughout the stream with stream markers. So for those that go back and watch my videos on demand, my VODs, let me know if those work. I just added one a little late, but I'm trying to use it to mark each game, so if people want to just see that a game is done, they can just move on to the next one and watch it later. Hopefully that's something people like. If not, don't click them. Lord Golgotha, deal 3 to each opponent neighbor to the target of the fight. That's scary. So I'm gonna have some fun here. I'm gonna fight like crazy with this Abe the Huge. So I'm gonna fight first Smurmook. Looks like I can only fight twice. So I'm going to drop this Screech Bomb. Then I'm going to play Falder on the right. Use my Gauntlet of Command to have her fight. Ooh, what does she get? She gets +2. Yeah, so I'm going to have fight Lord Golgotha. And I'm going to use Special Delivery to purge this Witch of the Eye. And then use this Ganger Chieftain to the right to have Valder finish off his board. I'd say that was a pretty good turn. You got a glimpse as to the board control that this deck can have. And ultimately, I just want to try and maintain board power. He's way ahead of me on Amber production, which I need to try and make up for. I can't get too sucked into the trap of just trying to kill his board, because then I'm not earning any amber. But I did need to control that board, because he could abuse the crap out of his Witch of the Eye with his Commander Remiel, and Lord Golgotha is pretty scary. So I'm going to fight with his Headhunter here. Use the Headhunter probably to kill my Dodger. Alright, so he's also got some board clear, so I'm just going to dump Shadows here, drop a treasure map, try and catch up on tempo. And I've got a pretty big disc turn that I can drop to. The fun thing is, excuse me, I can actually use this Poltergeist to trigger my Screech Bomb when I actually want to play my Screech Bomb, and it plays right into my strategy. So I'm going to be dropping, when I want to, play a Poltergeist. We would use this artifact, then it would destroy it, which Screech Bomb destroys itself anyway when you're using it, so it's like it's not really doing anything anyway. Basically just gaining a bonus amber to play Screech Bomb. So he's got 2 Hunting Witches. No, he regrowths his Hunting Witch. Not quite sure how he got that Murmook back either. Interesting. Probably missed something. Whatever. Happens when I'm talking too much. I am going to play Dis. Drop my key to Dis, threaten that board clear. Play my Stealer of Souls. Play my Charette. I'm going to save the Poltergeist because it wouldn't optimize my Screech Bomb here. So I'm just going to end my turn. He plays some Brobnar here. I want to abuse my Stealer of Souls here to help purge creatures. So I want to stay in House Dis right now for as long as I can. So I want to purge his Hunting Witch, then I want to purge his Murmook. There's quite a few cards. It looks like his Untamed is going to be his main Amber production house here. And ideally, if I end up getting damage on each of my creatures, I can drop Coward's End without hurting my own board. Plays War Drummer. Yeah, so he's abusing the crap out of his Hunting Witch, so I need to purge it. I can't have him keep using that, because he's already onto his second key, which sucks. Okay, so I am going to stay in House Dis here. Drop a Toxin. Stealer of Souls will fight his Hunting Witch to purge it and gain an Amber for it. I'm also going to play Poltergeist to use my Screech Bomb, make him lose 2. Reap with my Charette. Call that good because I don't need to board clear yet. Let's see what he plays. He's to 8 Amber already. He's got 2 creatures at power 3. I've got 1, but I can kill 2 with power 5. Looking at my Dance of Doom here. I don't think I can keep him off this key unless I play Shadows. Which I might want to do anyway. Yeah, let's play Shadows. Let's play an old Bruno. Drop a Nexus. Play a Relentless Whispers. Just to do 2 damage to a creature. Let's just hit this Murmook. And end turn there. So now I can do claim 5. I don't want to claim 3 on this Dance of Doom because that would kill my Nexus, my Bruno, my Toxin. Got some weird choices to make here. Plays an Ancient Bear. Man, he's got so much Amber production. Don't know what to do. Let's see if I do this. I've got 3 and I can play a 4th. I can say Dance of Doom. I know I want to play this. So if I Stealer of Souls, fight with it. Let's get rid of his other Hunting Witch. That's it. See, he's got 2 in that deck. I'll Reap with Charette, Reap with Toxin to have him discard a card. Then I'm going to say play Dance of Doom, claim 5 to kill 3 of his. It won't hit any of my creatures. Play a Succubus. And end turn there. I think, yeah. It's gonna beat me to the second key. Not quite sure if I can maintain this. I do have a Miasma to stall him for a turn, but I have to be close enough to be able to forge. Not staying confident that I can do that. My key does cost 7 because I haven't been able to kill that that Murmook yet. Reap twice. Nature's Call to return creatures to owner's hands. It's probably going to bounce my Charette and Bruno. Blech. That's going to hurt. Charette, Bruno, and Succubus most likely. Which would probably push it to where I can't beat him. Now he bounces Charette, Bruno, and huge. Okay, so I have to play Shadows here because I have to play Miasma. Well, let's just see what I can do first. So I'm going to Reap with Nexus. Then I'm going to play Pawn Sacrifice to Pawn Sacrifice my Stealer of Souls because he's going to die from the Poison Wave. Just kill those 2. I'm going to Poison Wave, Miasma, and then Old Bruno. And not much else I can do here. Charette, maybe. I think he's got this one. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if there's anything I can do. He hasn't played Sanctum all game because he's been abusing his Untamed. Excuse me. No, there's nothing I can do. He got way too fast on his Untamed Amber production. But let's play it out. I'm gonna Reap a Toxin, Reap a Succubus, play a Charette, play a Toxin. Yep, that's all I can do. It was 1 turn, 1.5 turns behind. Nothing I could do about that. He just got going way too fast for me. So let's go ahead and leave, pop the deck list back up again here. Can't forget to do a marker here. It's game 3. Yeah, I also didn't really see any of my Brobnar stuff. I wanted my Tremors. I wanted my Pile of Skulls would have been amazing because I was able to kill a lot of his creatures in that game. Just a case of him playing a little faster, a little better, and some bad card draw. Don't think I made any misplays, but then again, I like to benefit myself, or give myself the benefit saying that I play super well all the time. This game, I'm going to be playing first. I think I'm going to end up playing... I'm going to keep this hand. I'm going to play Shadows just to get the Silvertooth out here. And Reap. Like I said, I'm just trying to crank games out with this deck. Let's see. Trying to track all my wins and losses in the last week with it. Won one, lost one tonight so far. So this week, not total, but this week I'm 5-1 with this deck. So naturally, the one loss I got was on stream. It's okay. It happens. Let's go Dis. Let's get some of these artifacts out. Keep them from clogging my hand here. I'm also hoping that I haven't watched the latest Keyforge FFG livestream, but I'm hoping that the next set, Age of Ascension, comes out before April 27th and 28th. That's when Denver is going to have the Master Vault Tour. Definitely going to that. Already bought my tickets, already got some time off of work. Sorry, just brain farted, got distracted here. So it would be nice for Age of Ascension to come out before that Master Vault Tour, because then I can hopefully have a new competitive deck or two with some cards that people have less time to be familiar with. Anyone that plays with FFG knows that they're not on any type of release schedule or anything set, so it's hard to predict when they're going to release new sets. I believe Destiny just released, or is releasing tomorrow. So, Q3 of the year? It originally was Q3, now it's saying Q2 was the last thing I've read, so May at the latest. Because then, well, Q2, I guess it could be June, which would suck. But usually they release games around the same time, so they kind of screw themselves over. But if Destiny actually does release tomorrow, since I quit playing, I haven't kept up with the release dates. It'd be really nice for Keyforge to come out in a week or two in time for the Master Vault Tour. But who knows? What do I want to do? I don't know. Flame Wreath, protecting his Umbra a bit here. If I played this, let's go ahead and Dominator Bauble to Reap with Silvertooth. Reap with Toxin, pop a Flame Wreath on him to protect him, and end there. see. So he uses Umbra to fight my Toxin. So skirmish and steals 1. My Toxin's still alive because he has +2 power from Flame Wreathed. So he's got 1 health remaining. Probably gonna play Shadows this next turn. I got a decent amount of stuff I can put on the board here. His Umbra is power 4 because of the Flame Wreathed. So I can kill it with Relentless Whispers and Steel. So let's go ahead and play Shadows. Drop a special delivery to be delivered later. Reap a Silvertooth. Drop a Toxin. And play a Relentless Whispers to kill Umbra and steal 1. I'm going to hold this Pawn Sacrifice because he doesn't have 2 creatures on the side, so it's going to hurt me more than him. Let's end that turn. So I'm on 7 amber, 0 keys to their 1 amber, 1 key. Or sorry, 1 amber, 0 keys. They just play a bait and switch. Only thing they played. So I played this. I'm going to Reap with Toxin, make him discard a card. Use Dominator Bauble to actually have Silvertooth fight Schuler, so I can use Special Delivery and purge it. And then I'm going to drop a Charette to capture 3. Call that quits. So that bait and switch set me back a little bit. I had a few things to maintain my board dominance. See if it was the right thing, or if I should have just kept reaping. But I have some really good Brobnar cards coming up here. I've got a Valder, a Tremor, Sound the Horns to get another body, and then a Phoenix Heart to protect my board. Claims Untamed. Play Save the Pack, kills, or sorry, Nature's Call. They discard Save the Pack. Played Nature's Call to return the creatures to my hand. And then Nepenthe Seed. Alright. This will not keep them out of a key because they're already out of a key. So I'm going to play Brobnar and get the most cards out of my hand here. So I'm going to play Sound the Horn first. Discarded 5 cards, drew a Ganger Chieftain. So I'm going to play Valder first. Ganger Chieftain to the right to ready Valder. Attempts to fight, can't, so it stays ready. I'm just going to Reap. I'm going to play a Phoenix Heart on Valder. Because I want actually my Ganger Chieftain to die, because I want him to be played as often as possible. I won't play Tremor because it's going to hurt me. Just end my turn. So they played this, play Toxin, then a Guardian Demon. Guardian Demons are a cool card. They move damage around. Makes your opponent really have to think about all the damage on the board and who can die from moving 2 damage. Control the Weak to force me to play Shadows, which I'm okay with actually. I'm gonna play my Nexus. Hopefully I can get a use out of Nepenthe Seed before they do. I'm gonna play Dodger to the left. I'm going to play Pawn Sacrifice to kill my Ganger Chieftain and nuke his creatures for 3 each. So that leaves only his Guardian Demon. And yeah, I'll end my turn. So they get a key. We're both on 1 key. I have 2 Ember, they have 0. I'm holding a really good Dis hand. 2 Toxins, a Charette, Stealer of Souls. I also have a Dominator Bauble to help me play my Nexus off turn. Just to use their Nepenthe Seed. And then since I'm playing Dis, I can grab a discard and get use out of it that same turn. So we'll see what they play, see if that's going to be the optimal play for me. If you didn't tune in with me last week, actually, I added a new day to my stream schedule. So I'm going to be streaming Friday mornings. So not just Wednesday nights, but also Friday mornings from about 9 to noon Mountain Time. So Fridays I'm going to try and make a more fun day. I'm just playing random decks that I feel like playing the decks that aren't necessarily my most competitive. I'll still probably put them in the cycle because to me they're fun. That's the great thing about Keyforge, is that even the really competitive decks don't feel oppressive, at least the ones that I have. Some people I've played online have some pretty oppressive decks. But Friday is just going to be my day where I just grind out as many games as I can. It's in a longer stream, so people can tune in, tune out. Hopefully I can eventually start playing against some of the viewers. And who knows, if I got enough people following the channel, I might commit to some coaching sessions. Who knows? But let's go. This is an interesting setup here. I think I am going to say Dis. I'm going to play Stealer of Souls. I'm going to use a Dominator Bauble to have Dodger fight Umbra. Just because I want to get them off the board. Probably should have used that to use Nexus, but we'll see how that comes back to haunt me. I'm going to play both Toxins and a Charette. Actually, I'll hold Charette. I don't need to use her just yet. Yeah, that rhymed. Using her right now would set her up really to be targeted for kills. So I don't want to do that just yet. Alright, so this player is really thinking about what they're doing. They're going Dis, gonna be moving some damage around from Guardian Demon. Don't know who they'll move it to. Maybe Dodger, just to try and kill Dodger. Alright, so they use a Rise to remove or to return some disc creatures. So they return Toxin and Terror to their hand. They didn't have a lot of creatures, so they were probably both playing with a similar deck style. Looks like they have more disrupt and tricks than just straightforward board presence. See what they end up doing here. Slow players for the win. And Arise. Looks like they also are newer to the game, which is cool. We all have to start somewhere. I just get caught so in the pattern of my own play that I know my decks fairly well and I know the game very well, that I don't have to think about my turns too much. There are some turns that I take a while to think about what I'm doing because it's a pivotal decision point in the game. What I am going to do here is play Dis again. And I'm going to do that because I want to have some fun here. I'm going to Reap with both my Toxins, discard 2 cards. I'm going to then play my Stealer of Souls to fight and Reap. To get rid of the Guardian, or sorry, fight and purge the Guardian Demon and gain an Amber. I'm then going to Dominator Bauble to use Nexus to Reap and use their Nepenthe Seed to grab my Hysteria. You can see where this is fun is coming in here. Now I'm going to play my Hysteria to return all their creatures to everyone's hand, and I'm just going to play my board back out. Which will allow me to play my Charette and my Succubus. So that gets me to 7 Amber in check for my second key. They have no board to deal with me right now. I got rid of their Nepenthe Seed, a Relentless Whispers, and a Snufflegator. So one or Shadows and an Untamed from hand, and then I got rid of their crucial artifact. And then my board's set up for some pretty strong house displays here. So they play the Common Cold out of Untamed, and a Niffleape, and a Life Web, because I did play 3 or more creatures, so they stole 2. And I think at this point, I just want to keep abusing House Dis here. I want to limit their card options. I want to purge this Niffleape just because. So when this House Dis gets set up like this, it's really, really oppressive to my opponent's hand. They're generally playing with 3 cards every round because my Succubus will negate 1 card draw. I discard 2 with my Toxins. And I can generally keep that board with that fun Hysteria play like you saw. I don't have to set it up with a Nepenthe Seed. I can just save it. I can do some interesting hand manipulation to keep it in my hand and try and cycle my hand through. They're going to play Nature's Call and return some creatures to my hand. So probably my Charette and my 2 Toxins, I'd hope. Don't know. With them not knowing the full text of Arise, they're probably a newer player. So we'll just see what they decide to do. My Charette and Succubus, okay. They only chose 2 though. Well, I'll just keep playing Dis, because I'm an asshole like that. Reap, Reap, Reap. Charette to take out a Forge. Drop my Succubus, and my turn. Puts me on check for my 3rd key, and they have 4 cards to try and stop me. So originally when I was playing this deck, when I first cracked it open, I was trying to make the Coward's End play a lot. And then I realized my deck does a ton of damage. So there's a lot of damage creatures that remain on the board for a while. So trying to make that Coward's End work is totally against the whole plan of this whole deck. Let's pop this back up. I will be right back. Allergy sniffles. I don't want to annoy anyone, so I'm going to take care of that real quick. Give you about 30 seconds to a minute, and then I will get the next game up and going. And I'll just leave the deck list up here for everyone to check out. Mr. J. Cthulhucid.
Off the hype, they got no longevity in the game, they got no stripes. No longer social in person, they live on social media. So social skills are not working because they live for likes. It's all a make-believe world, but they love living in a bubble. Stay scrolling and reading all the BS you type. Just for attention, a couple shares or a mention is meaningless, but it's like nobody wanna deal with real life. I spit that real life, say what's on my mind. I will not pander to the climate of the deaf, dumb and blind. Never dumbing down my bars, only realness in the lines. You will only hear the honesty and passion in my rhymes. I'm staying connected cause I perfected my art form. This show I directed, calm and collected, rated, respected, stayed on course and never deflected. Flow like electric, I'm gonna set this off, no apology. I move metric, them man still moving imperial. My techers are moving hectic.
Okay, that was longer than a minute, but I'm back. Let's add another marker. I'm getting the hang of this whole streaming thing. I'm getting it. Let's quick join another game here. Playing against Izapatia. They're going to go first, so I'm going to be second player.
I stayed awake last night, cause I couldn't close my eyes and see you another night. I drove myself crazy thinking you take my wildest dreams and tear them all to the ground. So I tried to create a decoy world for you to destroy.
What did they do? Nothing. Okay. Distracted here. I'm going to be second player, so I'm actually going to keep. We've got a pretty decent Shadows hand here to start the game. We're going to start Shadows, Treasure Map maybe? Nope, just Silvertooth. I will see your Silvertooth and raise you a Silvertooth with a pawn sacrifice. Let's just get rid of that, drop a Dodger, drop a Nexus, try and maintain board state here from the start. Again, I want to thank everyone, even if it's just one person, for following my channel, checking me out, hanging out, even if it's just for 10 minutes. The content I produce is not because I'm trying to make money, it's not because I'm trying to gain a sponsor for anything, it's purely because I really enjoy this game. So just watching my streams, even like I said, for a couple minutes means a lot, because it's just helping me share a game that I love with people that also love the game. They got rid of their speed sigil. I played a bonus amber card, so it screws my ghostly hand play for stealing it, but I'm just going to drop my shadows board again. Let my ghostly hand just get amber for myself. It's interesting that Pile of Skulls is a super powerful card in this deck. I've not been able to use it in any of the 3 games so far, so maybe I'll get to see it in this 4th game. My games haven't had a lot of Brobnar plays in them. First one did. Oh, that's cool. I've seen that card before in text, never seen it in play. It's Charge. It's an action bonus amber Sanctum. For the remainder of the turn, each creature you play gains play, deal 2 damage to an enemy creature. They also played a Spirit's Way, which just cleared my board, which sucks. I think I'm going to have to play Brobnar here. Maybe. I'm just going to play Dis. Just get this artifact out, play my Charette, and try and protect it with the Flame Wreathed. Capture 3 Ember again, slow my opponent down a little bit. Fear. So they have a lot of board disrupt, not board, board control. Nothing super oppressive yet. So I'm just tracking my other games. So I'm now 6-1 with this deck this week. Really hoping I can maintain that streak. But I am probably going to play a Brobnar turn here. By probably, I mean I will. So let's play Terror or Tremor to stun all 3 of them. Sound the Horns. Oh, oh cool. Was staring right at it and didn't process that they played an Ember Imp. I had a really cool Brobnar chain figured out in my head, but we'll see how it goes. I did draw a Coward's End, so if they continue to build their board here, I can clear it before I build my own. It's just a matter of how they try and respond to my stun. I'm going to play Sanctum, drop a Grey Monk. So it looks like they are going to try and build their board at least a tiny bit. And I'm okay taking 3 chains to kill 4 creatures. We'll just see what else they do, if anything. In terms of address, they're going to steal or capture some Ember. Puts it on the Pit Demon. So yeah, now I will play Brobnar. Just start with a Coward's End, no messing around. Now I'm going to play my Sound the Horns. I discarded a huge part of my deck. Looks like I discarded 12 cards. But I do find a Valder. Find a Gengar Chieftain. So I'm just going to do a whole bunch of house readying, cheesing here. A lot of ready and fight, but I can't fight, so I just reap. Puts me on 8 amber, they have 5 amber. Neither of us have a key yet. So I've been curious since I got some time waiting for my opponent to see what they're doing. For those that are watching that are able to chat and that actively play Keyforge, if you've participated in Chainbound events, at what point do you think you're going to stop trying to build chains or power? I have a deck right now with 3 chains on it, and what is that? 1 power, I think? Yeah, that's 1 power. Because I've only actually been able to attend 1 official Chainbound event. Trying to go to one this weekend on Sunday, fingers crossed. But I'm just curious, how many people, or at what point are people saying, okay, this is way too many chains, I just need to play different decks. I'm going to play a Dis. So drop a Succubus, drop a Toxin, drop a Charette, so I capture some Ember. Use Dominator Bubble to use my Ganger Chieftain to Reap, so I'm back at 3 Ember, 1 key to their 2 Ember, 0 keys. Play Urchin, steal 1 from me. Umbra. Macis Asp, so they got some good stuff here. Lots of the good. Some of my favorite. I love Naughty the Thief, and Macis Asp is a really good fighting Shadows creature. So I'm gonna have to take care of that by playing Dis, playing my Stealer of Souls. I'm gonna Reap with Succubus, Reap with Toxin, Reap with Charette, and Dominator Bauble to fight with Ganger Chieftain to kill that Macis Asp. I don't want, or didn't want to leave a poison creature on the board, because then he can start picking apart my board. As it is right now, none of these creatures can outright kill any of mine through fights, which I'm okay with. I also have Poltergeist to deal with their Lash of Broken Dreams, which is nice. And then I have Stealer of Souls, where I can purge creatures that I don't want to see anymore. Probably won't end up being a Naughty the Thief, but we'll see. That elusive makes it tricky, so it might end up just being the Umbra. I'll have to see, because I have to suboptimally play to get through those elusives so I can kill with my Stealer of Souls. Looks like they're going Shadows, probably to Reap with Urchin. Nope, to fight with Urchin. Okay. And they probably have Finishing Blow to kill that Toxin. Or no, I'm just going to use Umbra to do it. Okay, that works too. That works. Skirmish, they take no damage in return, and they steal 1. And then Naughty will probably just use an action. Oubliette to purge. Ooh, my Succubus, that's a good play. Alright, so pulling an audible here. I'm gonna drop my Habe the Huge to kill his board. Yeah, it's gonna kill 3 of them because I do 2 damage to each undamaged other creature. Can't keep him off this key. But let's go Brobnar. It is going to damage my own creatures, but it kills his board. Then I'm going to Gauntlet a command. Doesn't matter who I take. Actually, it kind of does. Let's see if they'll let me do that. See if they'll let me turn manual mode back on. I was talking myself out of it while I was going, but readying and fighting with a creature out of house, you can't then do the Reap cheat. It has to be a creature in the house. because I can't pick an out-of-house creature to allow me to reap. Just gonna bump that up by 1, turn manual mode off, say thank you, because it's always nice to be kind. Here's my one conditional board clear with Dance of Doom, and then I've got a Key to Dis. Also have that Poltergeist. They are on 1 key, 0 amber. I'm on 1 key, 4 amber. I am also probably, after this game, just going to play a fun one with a different deck. Another deck that I'm just having a ton of fun playing with because it has a lot of really cool card draw potential. Very combo-y, not at all competitive. But I'll drop... actually, I don't even think I have that deck list, so I'll just play it without showing the deck list. But I'll get to that after this match. Made me get rid of my Dance of Doom. That hurts. Not terribly. Gateway destroys my whole board. Changes things a lot. So I'm probably going to play Shadows to get rid of these 3 shadow cards in my hand then. Whispers to kill that Ember Imp so I can play my other cards. I'm just going to play a Miasma. Probably the wrong move, but it puts me above 6. I wasn't seeing a ton of steel. What they did have, they've played. So I'm hoping that's still the case. It was a crapshoot. No idea if it's going to pay off. I do have 2 Miasmas in this deck. But I haven't gone through too many cards in my deck, so it's going to potentially be a while till I see him again. Bait and switch to steal 2, it looks like, yep. Gets me out of forge range there. I think I'm going to play Shadows again. Just going to use my Secret Needle, do 1, because why not? Another Relentless Whispers, and then drop an old Bruno. Puts me at 7 to their 1. Hopefully they don't have a second bait and switch, because that would really suck. I have played against a deck that had, was it 2 bait and switches, a Protect the Weak, or not Protect the Weak, Too Much to Protect, and then a Doorway to Heaven out of Sanctum, which is each player loses all but 5 amber. So they had a ton of ways to manipulate my amber. Let's just say that didn't go very well. I don't think I even forged a single key. So I'm glad I'm not playing that style deck right now. We'll probably see probably one at the Master Vault Tour. I don't know how popular that archetype and that strength of Amber Control is. But that's going to be the fun part. I think there's over 90 people registered for the Denver Master Vault already. And that's in a month, so 4 weeks from today. Or 4 weeks from this Saturday. Sorry, I'm just going by the date number. So it'll be really cool to play a bunch of people from across the state. I know that there's actually a couple people coming down from Canada, a couple people from California, so it'll be a really cool experience to just play that many new, different players with a whole bunch of people that have competitive decks. So I have to play Brobnar next turn. They play Tendrils of Pain, the Terror, Control the Weak, Lash Broken Dreams. Okay. Well, with Brobnar, I'll play a Screech Bomb. and a Coward's End. So why not? Yeah. So the trick with Lash of Broken Dreams is you can keep stalling your opponent out with it over and over and over again, but it requires you to claim Dis. If you get stuck in that cycle of claiming Dis over and over again, you actually stop playing what your deck wants to. And there's this strategy that I talk about a lot in person with people in the local area, that at that point you're playing to not lose versus playing to win. So when you play to win, there's some strategies that you take that try and force your opponent to be on the defensive. You take some aggressive playstyles. And in that, it makes it a very intricate balance of when do I play aggressive, when do I play defensively. So my opponent chose to just play Sanctum to do some capture here. Puts me into a fun spot for House Dis, actually. So I'm going to use this Bauble just to get a Reap out of Old Bruno. I want to make sure I do this in the right order. So I'm going to play Poltergeist to nuke his Lash. So his keys are 9 on his next turn. Or so, yeah, +3, so they're 9. I'm going to play my Key to Dis. I'm going to play my Hysteria to get my 4 Amber back. And then drop my Toxin. I'm also going to drop this Screech Bomb. Even though his keys were at +3, I still wanted to use the Screech Bomb so it makes... he has to worry more about Amber than he probably wants to. You didn't I didn't have to play that Screech Bomb there. I could have just said, cool, whatever. You have to forge at 9 anyway. I don't think there's really a plus or minus to using Screech Bomb there, other than the fact I won't have it later. So we'll see how that comes up. But I don't know. With the pace of this game, I try and end the stream around 10, so I probably won't have time to play another unless this game ends pretty quickly. As always, we'll see how it turns out. See what happens. There's Blast. Do 2 damage, steal 1 Amber. So I did draw into my Miasma too, so I might have a Shadows turn coming up here. Silver Tooths, alright. Discard Speed Sigil. So I will play Shadows. Just gonna use Seeker Needle to hit his Silver Tooth. Take my Silver Tooth to Reap. Drop an Old Bruno on the right. I will save Miasma, because this would be a terrible time to play it, since I can't forge right now anyway. I don't want to use it because I want to save it for when they actually can forge, to stall them a turn. A lot of games I play, the game is down to 1 turn, and if I can hold that Miasma for that 1 turn where I need it, I can sway the game to be the difference between me winning or me losing. I play Shadows. Plays an Urchin to steal one. So now I will want to play my Miasma. Let's see what I can do with all of it. I actually think I want to play Brobnar, to be honest. I want to get some board presence in case this game goes a little longer. I don't mind that they're going to forge their next key. I'm probably going to regret this, but I want to test what the boundaries of this deck are. So I'm going to play my War Chest. And then I'm going to play Sound the Horns to grab another creature. I'm going to grab a Vilder, which is nice. I'm going to play Ganger Chieftain to the left because I want to use it on Silvertooth to fight into Naughty the Thief. And then I want to use Gauntlet of Command to ready and fight with Vilder against Naughty the Thief. And then Tremor their board. Okay. I also want to do that because it got me another cycle of cards. Treasure Map is huge right here because I can't play any more cards, but I can use cards that are already on the board, which I have 2-3 options for Shadows. I can also play Miasma, Charette. So I have some things I can do here that... Just commenting on all the artifacts that I have. I have 5 in play of my 8. So I still have a pile of skulls in my deck. What else is here? My Master Plan. And Screech Bomb. This deck would get steamrolled by any deck that has Barehanded in it. That's a Brobnar event, or Brobnar action. Put all artifacts on top of their owner's decks. So it would clam up my deck something fierce. Charge, so anytime they play a creature, they do 2 damage to an enemy creature. So probably gonna kill my Silvertooth. Nope, they're going after my Bruno. Smart move. Okay, that'll kill my old Bruno. So they're pulling ahead on the tempo race here. Yeah, I have to push it here. So I'm going to play Shadows. Secret Needle. Hold on. Okay, so I don't... Treasure Map prevents me from playing cards if I want the additional effect. I just was checking the wording. So I'm going to use my Secret Needle to kill the Silvertooth, gain an Amber. Use my Silvertooth to reap, play or use my Key to Dis to clear the board, play my Treasure Map to gain 4 Amber, and end my turn. Puts me in check for my 3rd key. My opponent's on 5 Amber toward their 3rd key. So it ended up being a pretty close game despite me having a good few House Dis turns. It's just a matter if they have their bait and switch right now. That's the only card that I really remember that did anything against my deck or my amber production. They had a few small creatures, but I know they're in the discard here, the Naughty the Thief and Urchin. There's the bait and switch, pulls me to 7, puts them at 7. It's a matter if they can steal 2 more. Discard Oubliette. They're saying great game. So I'm assuming they're conceding. Yep. That was a fun one. That was a really cool game. A lot of back and forth in that one. So this deck, it's surprising me, to be honest. Its initial card list didn't really do anything special for me. It didn't trigger any awesome, like, oh my god, I have to play this. But in a week, this deck is 7-1. That's a pretty good record for a deck that you don't know very well, and playing against a huge variety of decks too. I'm gonna play. I got the thumbs up from the misses, so I'm gonna play one more game here just for fun. I'm going to be playing a deck called Smythe the Protruding. So think about that name for a second. Borderline for me, like, is that an appropriate name? But who cares? It just has some really cool library access with Wormhole. Pretty decent House Mars. So this is just going to be my fun deck for the night. Add another marker here. Getting used to all this streaming stuff. I don't love this hand, so I'm just gonna mulligan. And super don't love this hand, but I'm going first. So I'm gonna play Logos. Just get my house or my library at Babel out there for some card draw for my Logos turns. They're playing Shadows. So they drop a Special Delivery, a Secret Needle, and a Dodger. I just kind of want to cycle my hand a little bit. I don't want to jump the gun playing Logos yet. So I'm going to play Dis. Just play a Dance of Doom to kill Dodger. Then I'll drop Schuler so he doesn't die from it. I'm going to play Charette. I'm not going to play my Creeping Oblivion yet, because I want to wait for my opponent to play some of their crucial cards and snipe those out of their deck. Handicap them, so to speak. It's a delayed handicap, but it does hurt my opponent when they're about ready to shuffle, or if they have any type of return from discard effects like Untamed likes to use. They play Vigor, Cooperative Hunting, and they heal me, okay. This is a great time for me to play Logos because I have more Amber. So I'm first going to draw a card, draw into another one, cool. So I'm going to play Neuro Siphon, steal an Amber and draw a card because my opponent had more Amber than me. Play a Dexter. play a Valen Analyst, and play a Titan Mechanic. I played that suboptimally. I should have probably played my Valen Analyst first, then drawn a card. Reason I didn't do that is because I wasn't thinking. So, oops. I do that all the time with Valen Analyst. I, for some reason, mix him up with Novu Archaeologist, where the Novu Archaeologist is an action. Excuse me, sorry, it's getting late. Novu Archaeologist is an action and lets you archive a card from your discard pile. I don't even think the art is similar. No, because I'm holding a Novu Archaeologist here. I think I just mix them up because they're both in this deck. Just goes to show you should probably read your cards before you play them. So they discard Mars card or Mars creatures. They hit my Grabber Jammer. Mating Season's also a fun card. It's a really cool Amber Burst that I use oftentimes to close a game. In terms of cards, I probably am going to want to do a House Dis turn here. But we will see. Maybe just Logos to remove these stuns and draw a card and play an extra creature, since Charette would be pointless to play. The one I played earlier, I just wanted to get a body on the board. It wasn't for capture purposes or anything. Okay, so I did 3 damage to my Schuler. I think I am going to play my... I'm going to play my Logos. Just remove these stuns. Play a Novu Archaeologist to the left to try and keep that Titan Mechanic to decrease the cost of my keys. Library of Babel. Because I'm using an artifact, I gain an Amber from my Valen Analyst, and I draw into a Wild Wormhole, which is a fun play. But I draw a Hand of Dis and have to kill a non-flank creature, so let's hit the Schuler. It's the trademark of Wild Wormhole. You don't know what's going to happen, and sometimes it hurts. Got a bonus Amber out of it. Killed the creature that was stunned anyway. Think it's okay. They play a pretty suboptimal Shatterstorm here, actually. They lose 1, I lose 3. Don't know if I would have done that. Who knows? But they're probably going to double reap here. I probably honestly would have saved that until I was closer to a Forge, or above a Forge. But I don't know that deck. So we'll see if there's a strategy behind it. Priestess Jackson against Smythe the Protruding. And no, it's not Smithy, it's Smythe. That's how I choose to pronounce it, and that's what I'm sticking with. Second Phosphorus Stars, huh? I don't like that card. So let's go into House Dis and remove the stun on Charette. Play another Charette. Force me to do it, man. Let's Creeping Oblivion. Choose my opponent's deck. I don't know why it pops up my discard pile too. I don't like those Phosphorus Stars, but I don't like Shatterstorm more. I also don't like Deep Probe, so let's get rid of those two. And end my turn, because they have no creatures for me to steal with Collar of Subordination. And I purged 2 problem cards. How many creatures? I don't have a lot of creatures in my discard pile here, so my Arise is pretty useless right now. And we're both kind of at a stalemate. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff to mess with each other, but not anything to push an amber agenda. I guess they are, because I've had to capture 4 so far. We're going to do 2 damage to my charrette. I really want to steal that Lupo, because he's going to be fun. Cooperative hunting, nuking some creatures off the board here. So, I'm going to do some fun stuff. Now I have some fun stuff to do with Arise, so I'm going to pick this. Charrette is going to fight Flaxia. They're both going to die. I am going to Collar of Subordination Lupo. Let's pop him on the right flank, just in case I can't manage the amber for too long. I'm now going to play Arise and grab my disc creatures. So I've got a Schuler, and then a Charrette. So I steal 1, capture 3, and end my turn. And now they're at 0 amber again, and they have no creatures. So it turned out to be a pretty crappy turn for Arise. Turned out pretty well based on what my opponent did. I'm assuming it's whatever, doesn't even matter. This opponent is asking if we can stop stealing from each other so we could just forge a key. Never! Me purging that shit, or that Shatterstorm should help that. That's a pretty big amber steal. It's just a massive amber reset, which is one of my most, I wouldn't say favorite, actually, most fun amber manipulation cards, because everyone just wipes out a ton of amber. So if I go House Dis here, I'm going to reap, and drop another Charrette. Skipping song. That song got kind of repetitive. Alright, so he's got an Urchin, Secret Needle to kill his Urchin, and he's going to Reap with Fagin to grab the Urchin back, play the Urchin. That's a pretty cool play. We've got a really nice Shadow's House of creatures here. kills Charette, as I would. Yeah, this is going downhill fast. Once they started dropping that Shadow's House, that sucks. I wonder if my best bet here is probably just to play Logos. Draw a card. Roostan. Play a Dexter. Play a Doc Booked In. They beat me to the first key. I have 0 amber, no keys. We'll see what happens. I have a couple discards I could play. Depends on what they fight here. They have a pretty nice fight board. Urchin, Reap with Fagin. Fagin to return Urchin from the discard to their hand. Drops another Fagin. The Secret Needle of Fagin. Oh, Jesus. I still don't have a single deck that has Fagin. He is really cool. Really friggin' annoying, though, to be on the other side of the board. Most decks that I've seen with a Fagin have 2 Urchins. I have seen a deck with 3. I believe there is a deck out there that, or several decks out there, maybe a handful, that have a Fagin with 4 Urchins. And my opponent's just running away with this game right now. Let's go Reap, draw a card, draw a card, Reap. I might as well honestly concede. This game is kicking my ass. Let's see, I'm going to archive my Shaffles, discard my Ember Imp, and my turn. This game sucks. This deck is not competitive, like I mentioned, and it is showing. It is not consistent whatsoever. I don't even know what I'm drawing into right now. I don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm just slinging cards. My opponent's just gonna reap into their 6th key, and there's nothing I can do about it. Or 6th key, 3rd key, and there's nothing I can do about it. Yep. Absolutely shit I can do about it. So let's just play. Would have loved to have seen this the moment they dropped Fagin, but nope. So let's play that to the right. Oops. Yeah. I'm just gonna concede. It's not even worth playing out. Scrap that deck. That is clearly just a fun deck. What deck do I want to play? I got time for one more. Let's play the Misses of Goodberg. Add another marker. That was a good 15-minute game. Gonna mulligan. I don't like that starting hand. I had a miasma and a bait and switch in my starting hand, which is never a good thing. Well, they start with 4, so I'm just gonna start Shadows and drop a Bruno. Set them back a little bit. Draws into pretty decent Sanctum turn there. This will be my last game though. I know this deck fairly well, or this deck of mine fairly well. But they rush into 7 Amber. That is brutal. I'm just gonna have to play bait and switch here. I can't let them forge. They play Nerve Blast. And then there's Shadow Self. Alright, so now I'm going to play Sanctum. I'm going to play Vault Keeper, so my Amber cannot be stolen. I'm also going to play Take Hostages, and a Sergeant Ezekiel to the right to fight against Shadow Self and capture 2 for that fight. So Take Hostages is for the remainder of the turn. It's an on-play effect, an action. Each time a friendly creature fights, it captures 1. Opponent plays a crap load of Brobnar cards, so it looks like they wanted to build a pretty big Brobnar board. Autocannon doesn't really hurt me whatsoever because I have a decent amount of Sanctum creatures here. I'm just going to stay in Sanctum. Play a Raiding Knight. Let's capture 1 on play. Commander Remiel will take a damage from Autocannon because he has no armor. But then I'm going to Reap and Reap. I'm going to save my Spirit's Way. It's hurts me a lot. Sets my opponent back too because it's just a big creature board wipe, but when I have board presence and board dominance, I don't want to use it. Well, they get their Amber back. So I get a key, 1 Amber. They're on 7 Amber. I can't steal to get them off that key. So I'm going to play Shadows. Drop a Silvertooth, Reap, and then Pawn Sacrifice with it to do 3 to each of their creatures. End my turn. So they get a key. They're on 1 Amber, 1 key. I'm on 1 key, 3 Amber. Drop a Special Delivery. And a Ghostly Hand. They have a ton of Amber production in this deck. I think I actually want a board clear here. I'm gonna play Sanctum, get some use out of the Reaps. Then I'm gonna play a Spirit's Way. Then drop a Vemos Lightbringer and give him +1 armor and taunt. So that puts me on check for my second key. So Vemos is cool. Big anti-shadows card. Just on play destroys all elusive creatures. But they play a second 3 Fates. That's a pretty cool board clear. I like seeing that. Not even mad about it. Mainly because it's one of my favorite arts in the game. Look at that. Super creepy. Alright. I am going to play, though, Untamed. Drop a Briar Grubbling. Ritual. A Dust Pixie. Or Dew Fairy, sorry. and Vigor to heal my Briar Grubbling in my turn. So they beat me the second key. One, two. I'm just counting how much amber, like bonus amber, they have in this deck. So they've got one potential. We'll count that as four, honestly. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's not counting the extra potential 4 from Smith. So I'm looking at 17, 18, 19, 20 bonus amber so far. Good lord. And there's nothing I can do about that. Yeah. Good fucking lord. I'm counting 20's bonus amber. He's not even through their deck. And it's only turn 8. So I'm just gonna get... I have no steel in hand. Nothing I can do. Alright, well, I think that's my sign that I just need to stop playing for tonight. The deck that I wanted to test did well. It went 3-1, which to me, out of a best of 4 going 3-1, that's second place, maybe third, depending on the bracket. Pop that back up. So Master J Cthulhucid. Again, check on my stream on Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Mountain Standard Time. So anyone that's in Colorado, you don't need to adjust, but everyone else to adjust accordingly. Check the widget below in my Twitch channel. It'll show you your own local time, so you don't need to adjust that whatsoever. So just check that countdown. And for the meantime, I'm just going to pop up my channel sign and let the music fade out. I will catch everyone on Friday. Take care.